I'm back again. I don't know what happened there, but I totally lost connection. I didn't know if you guys could hear me or see me or not. But anyway, I'm back at it again. We're going to be talking about direction. Hi, Liz. If anybody else was on, I hope you guys come back. I saw Kenneth Kahn and Mary Gary, I do believe. And so anyway, something happened. There was a burp. And of course, there's always going to be something going on when you're getting ready to go live, right? So anyway, hey, Cousin Lawrence, how are you doing? Cincinnati's in the house. And so is Iowa and California. My goodness, it's good to see everybody. But, you know, I'm not going to keep you long. I hope not, because this is something that Joyce Glass, how are you doing? Georgia's in the house. So anyway, it's been something that's been on my mind, and how our lives can change in just a matter of moments. And Angela Chapman, I know my sister in Christ, that you know that very well. I love you so much. Kathy Linton, San Jose. Well, no, you're Arizona now. Hey, lady. But anyway, how things can change in our direction, and I'll tell you what really prompted this. My sister, my baby sister's on. Hi, Celeste. How are you, sweetie? And I love you. And I was on Easter Sunday. I was driving to church, and you know, I have a routine in the morning like we normally do. My routine is to go get coffee and come back. I have my spiritual routines that I go through, and there's my prayer, my gratitude journal. I do some other writing, and I'm doing a 40-day prayer process for my business. And so I was driving, and I take probiotics and so on. And then later on, as I shower and get dressed, I take my other medications that I have. And so while I was driving to church, and I knew that I had been rushing, and it was Easter Sunday, we were going to sing, but something happened to me while I was driving, maybe 65, 70 on the freeway, and all of a sudden I got very faint. I got really extremely lightheaded, and I thought, oh my God, what do I do? Should I pull over? And I tried to look at myself to see if my face was contorted or what. It looked normal in the rearview mirror. I would have had to cross 3 lanes of highway to pull over. I started to drive to the hospital, but I was afraid to change lanes. And then my back it went into an entire spasm, and we're talking about painful. So I ended up driving to church anyway, and sitting in the parking lot, I just started praying and thanking God that I did not faint all the way. Hey, Cousin Ariel, how are you? Preston, how are you doing? And so, and Ariana Crossley, hey, cousin. And so when I got there, I walked in fine, and I just thought, you know, that was really crazy. And as I started not to sing with the choir, I sang with the choir anyway, and I realized during that period of time that what I had done is I had taken too much medication at one time on an empty stomach, and I was having a reaction to it. But the thing is that what else came up for me was that how quickly life can change. In just that one moment, from feeling fine, and I'm going and I'm looking kind of cute that day anyway, and all of a sudden something changed and something was different. My situation, it was simple in that I had taken too much medication at one time. Hey, Cousin Crescenda, how are you? Lisa, California, hey, lady. Anna Camacho, longtime neighbor. Hey, woman, we got to talk. Sunny Hills is in the house. So, you know, I realized that life can, and our direction in life can change in just like that. And all of a sudden, I got really grateful for my life. I got grateful for the direction and the trajectory of my life. And starting back, I was sitting there and I was reflecting on words and direction, and thinking that, many years ago I was, hooked on and addicted to drugs and alcohol and people and situations and drama. And there was a change in my life. There was a change in my life, and what that was is intervention. And because of that intervention, my life changed. So my life changed from going downhill to death, institutions and death and mental illness and all that, brokenness, that it changed to a lighter and brighter place, a place where I'm thriving. I am an upstanding member of the community. I'm all those things that I thought I could never be. But I am that. I am that, and I am that woman, and I am that older, spicy, sassy woman that I never thought I could be, because I never thought I'd live to be this age. So, and then looking at other things, I started thinking about relationships that I'd had, that even in relationships, that they may not last a lifetime, that they may not, but there comes a point and there is a process leading up to a change in that relationship. It's not something that happens just automatic. There is a change to it. And what that change might be is a good thing, that, when people meet, they fall in love, like a man and a woman, they fall in love and they think like, oh, we're going to get married. Well, their life changes in that decision. And then there's other times where the situation does not work out. They talk about it, they can't live together, then they decide to get a divorce. Their lives now change as well. And so with all of that, our lives can change, and even down to what we eat. I have decided that I'm going to cut down, thank you, Celeste, you do have your sister back, change my eating habits from eating candy and ice cream every day, that as I get older, I can't eat like that anymore. I can't do the things that I used to do. So now I have to change into, if I want to be healthy, if I want to live a long time, if I want to change the world by being kinder, by letting my light shine, then I'm going to have to change my eating habits. And so we're talking about cutting out sugar. I'd rather cut out drugs again than cut out sugar. Sugar is evil. Sugar is, it's the hardest thing I've ever tried to do, I believe, in my life. And so, and I'm struggling with it. And I am doing those things that, that help me, that I'm trying to find a different lifestyle or something to replace that sugar. And I'm not finding it. And it's a process, that everything in life is a process. I used to hate that word process, that, you can't go from here to there without going through the process. Well, that's the journey. That's what life is. Life is the journey. Life isn't here, then there. It is the journey across. And so that's where I'm learning to live in. I'm learning to live in and give into the process of life. And that's where the journey is. And we complain about the things that we've prayed for. I prayed to God for a certain thing to happen. When that thing happened, then I was like, oh, God, thank you, God, thank you. And then after a while, I didn't like that thing anymore. That thing all of a sudden lost its blessing power. And I didn't, it's like, well, how did I get into this relationship? Or how did I get this job? And it's the thing is that it's all about gratitude and how we look at things in our lives. And so it goes back to direction, that I am still good with changing my mind. If I make a decision to do something and I decide that that's not the right way, example, when I had this fabulous opportunity to move from my hometown where I was born and raised in California. Hey, Peggy, my old schoolmate, how are you doing? God, that's a lot. We've been friends a long time. And anyway, leave my hometown, San Jose, Milpitas, California, And to move to Texas, what a great and awesome opportunity it was, but I had to make a decision. And I thought, well, you know what? I'd rather come to Texas, move to Texas, and not like it and move back to California, or possibly live with regret the rest of my life, wondering how it would have been had I gone. And so I decided to do before that, I decided to move to Texas to see. And do you know that when I came here, I have not regretted one day that I have lived in Texas. There have been challenges, grant you that. I am not accustomed to tornadoes or thunderstorms or hail this big or anything like that. But the friendships I've made and the people that I've connected with, they're all a part of my journey that I get to make up every day. And so, you know, that realization came to me on the first morning I was here in Texas. I got dressed and I was in an apartment, and I got dressed, and I was so excited to open the door to drive around my temporary neighborhood. And I went out there and I opened the door and I got ready to walk in the hall, and all of a sudden it dawned on me, once you get in the car, which way are you going to go, left or right? You know nothing. You know absolutely nothing. I took a step back, I closed the door, sat on the couch and cried. Not out of regret, but out of fear. I did not know one way or the other. What's that? You're on your way to your oncology to give a decision, and sugar is evil. God bless you, Peggy. I'm going to say prayers for you, my sister, to give you strength to walk in there and for you to make the decisions that you need to make for you. And let me know how else I can help. Because we're not alone in this thing. And that's the other part, is that once we make a decision and once we start, our life starts to change many times for the better, that we need each other. And that is not any more clear to me than it is right now, that we need each other, whether we like the decisions that somebody that we love makes or not. That it's still, the point is that we need each other to support each other and hold ourselves up. Hey, Tom, how are you? Long time no see. It's been a long time. So, but anyway, when we make these decisions, and it's kind of like if you are a person of faith, and I am a woman of faith, but if you're a person of faith and you are faced with a temptation, and that temptation that you know darn well you should not be doing, that it is against all of the credos of Christianity and biblical and spiritual, whatever it might be, whatever it is that you believe in. And then hey Ruby, hey Rubes, and so you decide to do it anyway. Well, there is still an out. That you do it, okay, then don't get on your back, just repent and promise not to do it again. But we, being who we are as humans, we may and we may not do it again. But the point is that many times we make decisions based on what we think is right in the moment. That's that knee-jerk kind of decisions. And so, but when I talk about changing direction, that here in my life right now, my life is changing into another direction, that I'm going to be doing more speaking, more writing, and the point being, though, that the difference, and the big difference is that there's going to be a commitment, there's going to be a focus, and there is going to be some discipline put in place for me to do those things, and it's time for me to up my game. In other words, that I don't want to be that person that, again, it's other people's choice. And if this is what people want to do, is to sit back and leave their jobs and sit on the couch and watch television all day, then that's fine. That is what they do. That's what they want to do. I don't want to waste my life like that. That drive on Sunday changed something in me that I know that I have full function of my body parts. I have full function of my brain. I can make logical decisions. I live in reality, and I decide whether I want to be involved in drama or not. That's my decision. And so with that, and because I'm such a healthy woman, that why not go out and give my testimony to people that need to hear it? Because what I have learned in these 27 years of being clean and sober, that my testimony is not for me. I lived through it so that I can give that testimony to somebody else to help them and to help them in their lives. Hey, Gloria, how are you? And so with that being said, that there's like signs and indications of whether a change in direction is necessary or whether one should even be considered. And one of them being that you're either irritable or uneasy about some aspect in your life or a relationship, that you've lost the inspiration in doing what you're doing. You're totally bored with it. You're dissatisfied. You hope for better, but you never do anything about it. You just talk about it. Or you blame other people or circumstances outside of you for your particular condition. Or the bottom line, and this is the one that really touches my heart, is settling for less than what I am worthy of. Settling for less than what I believe I am worthy of. I believe that I'm worthy of the best. And so why would I treat myself as second rate? Why would I treat myself as the tail and not the head? Why would I do that? And that's settling. And I will tell you this, though, that change is hard. It is not easy. It's not an easy thing to do. It is, sometimes there's tears shed, sometimes there's heartbreak, sometimes there's heartache, because there is, in a sense, moving away from one situation into another. There's a death of something. Something has to die in order for this other thing to live. And so if you let go of that thing for the good thing that you're looking for, that's what you have to focus on. You can't focus on what you left behind. If you do, you'll go back to it. If you focus on what your dream life would be, how you want your dream life to be, how you want to be in your relationships, how you want to treat yourself, then focus on those things and commit to doing those things. You don't like what you're doing, then do something different. But now there's steps to doing something different. You don't want to just jump up and do it just for the sake of doing it, or just out of frustration. I'm not doing this anymore. That's the wrong approach. The right and long-lasting approach is careful thought. There's careful prayer. There's writing about it. There's writing about being specific as to what you're looking for, what you want to see in your life, what you want to manifest in your life. And for the people that are spiritual and know biblical, that as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So if you believe that these good things are yours, they can be yours, but there's work involved too. I know a lot of people that they pray to have their territory increased and all of those things. But what are you doing with your territory that you have? Are you honoring it? Is it being honored right now? And if it isn't, then why are you asking for more? You're not even taking care of what you have. So with that being said, if there's any other things that you can think of that other than settling or hoping for more or better, put them down in the remarks. There's other people on here that may want to hear what it is that you have to say. And the other thing is that what I wanted to tell before I start to close out here is that sometimes the decision might be that you need to just stay your course, that you need to stay the course of where you are because the change isn't necessary at this point in particular time. But that's your decision again. One more time, it's your decision. But my question and what you would ask yourself is, why keep doing work you don't like? Why are you where you are and you don't want to be there, whether it's weight loss, a physical place, or even in a relationship? Why are you chasing the life you don't want? Why not chase the life you do want? And don't close yourself off from the world because of it. So here are the steps that I took that just overarching things to do, and that is clarity. Be clear about what it is that you want. Write them down. Write down what you want. Set small goals and steps, not big goals that, I want to be a millionaire by the... Make smaller steps and goals for yourself. Focus on what you want. Focus is very critical here. Then start working on your goals, one little step at a time. At least try to do 1 or 2 things a week that will put you closer to meeting that goal. Find a mentor or an accountability partner, a trusted confidant, someone that is not a yes person, but somebody that has the gumption that will tell you whether they believe you're going in the right direction or not, or ask you enough questions to get you to understand what decision it is that you're about to make. Daily affirmations is very important to me. The affirmations and the declarations over my life. And where fear thoughts and negative thoughts about myself try to come in, I start quoting my daily affirmations or my declarations. And I'm also going to do one other thing, and that is to record them so that if I'm in a place where I can't read them, I'm just going to listen to them. And so, but the one thing that I promised myself I will not do, and that is to settle for less than what I believe I am worth. I'm a very valued person. I am I'm a good person. And I have places to go, people to see, and things to do. And so I cannot rest on my laurels, things that I've done 20 years ago, things that I've done 10 years ago, things I've done last year. I can't rest on that because I can do greater and greater and greater and greater. And then I can go back and talk about it, and I can write about it. I just joined, thanks Joyce Glass, this writing team. And they're going to be helping me hone in on that gift that I was given. That's the other thing, that I don't want to be negligent of the gifts that I was given. And that's the gift of my voice, the gift of words, the gift of writing, and the gift of wanting to serve and make other people better through my words. Well, and so that's it for today. That I had to talk about. You'll be hearing more from me in the weeks to come. My coach is on this line as well. Hi, Liz. And like I say, I've made some changes and some directions. Like I like to put it, that I feel that my gas tank and I'm ready to go. I'm ready to get on this road and go. And I'll come back with other thoughts and tips. If there's other things that you would like to hear about and talk about, then put them in the comments field. And if I don't know about it, then we're just going to get on here and we're going to talk about it. And it's as simple as that. It's all life. It is just all life stuff that we can talk about and support each other with. So again, if there's a topic, if there's something you want to say, any comment, leave that. I'd love to share with you. And if I don't know about it, we'll find somebody that does. Any other comments that you have, you're welcome to leave them as well. You can go to my website, www.marshasherelle.com. You're already friends with me on Facebook. If you're not, make friends with me. There's Facebook, Marsha Sherelle /coach. You can join me over on that side. On Instagram, I'm Marsharee, MARSHAREE. You can find me over there as well. I'm all over Facebook. I even have a Tumblr account. I think the only one I don't have is, what was that one, Space Out or whatever it was, MySpace. I think I still have my account over there. But still, join me. I love you guys for being here. If you have any questions, leave them. I'll be sure to answer them, and I will respond within the next couple of hours to any questions that you may have. I love you all. You have a great day.